Okay. We finally have a patch. Let's go. That's awesome. So let's go over all of it together, shall we? So, patch number 8, skills rework, balance pass, and exploit fixes. Pass, balance pass, you have to buy a pass to get a balance changes? Nah, come on. Greetings, heroes. A brand new patch is now live, and it's a massive one. This patch covers extensive balance adjustments across multiple game systems, skills, spells, hero specializations, creatures, artifacts, map templates, and matchmaking system. The expert level sub-skills for murmuring have been significantly reworked, and the summon avatar skill has been fully overhauled to position it as a purely magical ability. Certain passive creature abilities were recalculated, most notably parry. Additionally, based on collected telemetry and statistics, we have buffed and upgraded versions of creatures that were noticeably underperforming compared to their alternative upgrade options. Improvements have also reached the random map generator. The side areas on the popular Jubish Cross template are now much more interesting to play, while Sprint, Harmony, and Exodus templates have been adjusted to increase overall pace of the game. Along with these changes, we have updated the template pool for the matchmaking. Woo! New templates, let's go! Oh my god, this is the thing that we've been waiting for! Hell yeah! Finally, we have patched out a number of exploits and critical bugs. In particular, we have removed the ability to abuse the Alt F4 to disconnect from games, fixed an exploit that allowed players to peek at the opponent's setup during the tactics phase, and eliminated a bug that permitted free creature upgrades. Many things, okay. Furthermore, we have taken disciplinary action against players who knowingly exploited these vulnerabilities to secure unfair victories, as well as those who have encouraged other community members to use them. So that's yeah, peace. We will not miss you. To that guy. A quick reminder. Intentionally exploiting in-game bugs in competitive play can result in a temporary permanent multiplayer ban. Engaging in such behavior, yeah, don't jeopardize your account for dubious advantage, play fair. Good. So, bug fixes, creature and combat and creature behavior. Ghouls spawn during the combat now correctly leave a corpse on the battlefield upon death. Fix a bug where increasing the maximum health of an energy phoenix causes its passive ability Eternal Flame to malfunction. When creating a copy of Crystal Area stack, its passive ability Crystal Forms now correctly applies to both original stack and the copy. Denied ability Embodiment of Water now correctly grants a stack immunity to the effects of Ice Bolt and Circle of Water as intended. Fix a rare bug where the morale debuff from Avatar War failed to be removed from enemies when the 2 or more of them died simultaneously. Yo, Bliss is in, no way. Positive and negative effects applied by friendly stacks now correctly expire when the source stack dies. Fix a bug where summon creatures under the effect of max level Heavenly Blades were destroying themselves. Yo, they were what now? Alright. Creatures with range and long reach attacks surrounded by other stacks now correctly switch to melee attacks while under the effects of Berserk. Fix a rare bug where a stack would skip its turn instead of waiting. Fix a bug where creatures in combat would not trigger the positive morale effects after waiting! Battlecraft is back on the menu, boys! We're going Battlecraft every game. We're going for the Cavalry Hero start. We're going back to playing the Ginger Girl from oh my god, yes! That is amazing. This is big. Fix a bug where immunity to the vampirism mechanic, destruction of summoned creatures, and destruction of temporary stacks was not working properly. Okay. Hero skills and spells. The Lich ability, Death's Embrace, now correctly interacts with the Masterful Despair spell effect applied by Laura. Okay. So liches, pestilent liches might actually see some play. Fix a bug where spell power bonuses scaling from the level of summon avatar specialist zeros were not working. Nobody even noticed. The avatar is like so big and so strong, nobody even like notices the lack of. Fix a bug where the Grove Hero, sub-skills, burst of energy, just one more time, and strong connections were incorrectly triggering when using abilities that did not actually consume focus. Grove is cancelled, boys. Pack up, Grove is not a faction anymore. Yeah. The one thing that Grove had going, it is gone. It's gone. Grove is gone. I mean, the sub-skills are apparently reworked, so probably it's gonna be coming back, but yeah. Fix the revenge sub-skill of the combat skill. Finally! I was like so triggered whenever I don't get my revenge extra heroic strikes. The one for all and all for one sub-skills no longer incorrectly grant attribute bonuses for corpses. They were what now? Alright. It changes the spell power during combat. Now correctly update the numeric values of active effects on spells. That's awesome. I always, whenever like I gained like temporary power, I could never like scroll the spell book in order to see how much value I'm going to be getting from the spell. I would always have to either calculate myself or like hover over the opponents in order to like see. So that's really good. Magic defense now correctly reduces magic damage from overtime effects. Oh, good. Fix a bug in the effect applied to a hero by the Shadowflight spell. The Thaumaturgy skill no longer offered at the Wise Owl mapped object. Oh, warriors are cancelled. Okay, I see. Fix the synergy between the Fortune's Favored elite class and As Luck Would Have It sub-skill, which was causing abnormally high defense values on creatures. Yeah, we need this one. Fix a bug where the temple faction's Chosen One active ability had no cooldown. That was a bug? It was just a straight up bug? Chosen One was dominant? Just off of a bug? I mean, hey. Hey, everyone was a bug abuser. You, me, your mom, everyone was a bug abuser. Sure. Fixed incorrect descriptions of the temporal spheres spell upgrades. Okay. Exploit fixes Alt-4 protection. Rework the emergency application close system. If a player closes the game via Alt-4, the system now correctly assigns an automatic loss to that player and a win to their opponent. Very good. Fix an exploit that allowed seeing the enemy army placement during the tactics phase using a creature with high speed. I see. Fix a bug that allowed dishonestly swapping low-tier creatures for high-tier ones by switching their positions. Ooh, that's probably what they were abusing. This guy that ended up getting banned here. Yeah, that's probably what he was doing. By switching their positions though. I see. Sure. Sieges and cities. We don't care. Multiplayer and UI bugs. Well, wait, cities. Fix a bug where traps created during a siege were not dealing damage to creatures that stepped on them. Defensive tower damage during sieges now correctly scales based on a number of buildings in the city. Fix the bug causing a 0 stack to appear when sending a hero to the Guild of the Six Winds on a temple city. I see. Multiplayer and UI bugs. Fix a bug where interacting with a map object in the last seconds of a player's timer would lock that object for the rest of the match. Ooh, that's what happened to me on the sprint game, remember? Where I couldn't like do a break actually. Sure. Fixed incorrect display of a player kicked from a match when reopening the connection issues window. I see. Fixed incorrect display of the current income and point totals for laws and astrology when passing the turn in hot seat mode. Oh yeah, it was completely showing BS all the time. Now we're actually going to be able to see how much income and of, you know, like these things people are going to be having. So we're going to be able to get like a better immediate overview of like the opponent's games. Fix the spellbook automatically closing when the opponent performed certain actions. Also so my opponents were sabotaging me. I see. So it was my opponents all along with their certain actions. Got it. Fix incorrect behavior of the higher window when there was insufficient gold to purchase creatures. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. I noticed that too. The tooltip for Pocket Dimension now disappears from the screen on its own. Good. The hotkey by default now correctly resumes and stops hero movement. Okay, I see. I didn't know. Maybe I'll use it. Fix the objects controlled by black player incorrectly marked as controlled by red player. I see. Description fixes. Fix the incorrect numeric values for the dungeon law, leaders of the nation. I see. The dungeon faction law, Triumvirate's agents, now correctly applies only to heroes of that faction as intended. Oh, I see. Fix the incorrect values of the description of the Monitor's Vanguard passive ability, Adrenaline Surge. I see. Fix errors in the description of the artifacts, Singing Panpipe and Clenching Ring. Yeah, nobody uses these anyway, so whatever. Campaign and scenarios. This fix will not apply to saves made in the mission before the patch. Ooh, the victory scheme no longer covers the final story dialogue. Fix broken quests and event triggers when loading certain missions. Fix a bug that locked artifact item slots when carrying them over from one mission to another. The restart button is no longer locked when loading a save. Autosaves made within the same in-game day no longer override each other. A save number in parentheses is added instead. Seems good. UI improvements. Fix a visual bug with creatures' movement range displayed during the tactics phase. Holding shift on elite class tooltips in the hero window now allows you to view in detail about the skills required to unlock those classes. Oh, sorry. I'll be right back. We can continue in a moment. Sorry to the delays. We are getting back. And now we have Luna. Yay! Okay, she's probably going to be joining us in a moment. Needs to look around, sniff around, and then she's going to be back to normal. Hey! She usually stays over at my mom's whenever I leave, and I just came back, so yeah. Oh! So yeah, holding shift at on elite class tooltips. Cool. Positive and negative effects applied to heroes and creatures are now significantly more visible. Various other visual improvements. Okay, awesome. And now we get to the actual juice. The balance. Let's go. We're gonna be able to like know what the hell these skills do in the first place, because you know, like when they're getting like shifted around, we're gonna be seeing the initial numbers and the new numbers. So this is going to be like very informative and very interesting. Let's go! So Summon Avatar. The skill has been significantly reworked, and now the Summoned Avatar has its own unique scaling rules. The Summoned Avatar no longer receives a defense bonus, and the attack bonus now scales from the hero spell power, not from attack. Oh, so basically the attack skill from your hero will probably no longer apply to the avatar as a whole. The avatar no longer has a regular HP. Instead, it can survive a fixed number of hits, 2, 3, or 4, depending on the skill level. Oh, that's pretty cool. The number of hits the avatar can survive is increased by bonuses that increase creature HP. Okay, The avatar's HP cannot be restored during combat via healing spells or abilities. Changes the avatar's base stats. Damage increased. 6 to 6, up to 12 to 12. Oh, more baseline. Avatar damage. Pretty cool. Then it loses 1 initiative and 1 speed. I see. That's good. Probably. Sure. Changes to stat bonuses per 1 point of hero spell power. HP changed. It used to be 12 HP, 18 HP, or 24 HP per power, probably from basic, advanced, and expert into non-applicable. Damage increased. Wait, damage is increased? Now it gains even more damage. Yo, Avatar's buffed. What? I mean, okay, alright. That's interesting. Wait, it's gonna be dealing even more damage, and now it'll survive a flat amount of hits. I mean, I guess it cannot be a Giga Tank anymore, but it is a Giga Damage. That's pretty cool. Alright. You could copy Avatar. Yeah. Pretty interesting. Oh, restriction. The avatar can no longer be copied using the mirror copy spell. I see. Subskill updates. Avatar Fury now increases the summoned avatar's damage by 25%. The bonus is doubled if the hero has the leadership skill. Ooh, Avatar of Toughness. The now allows the avatar to survive 1 additional hit. The bonus is doubled if the hero has the defense skill. Interesting. Aw, Luna's back. I missed you. How do you do? Oh, she's purring. Sorry, we need our little reunion over here. Avatar of Toughness gotta be the meta. Maybe. Dude, this makes the offensive relic so insane. Yeah, probably. So Avatar is basically getting a little bit of a PvE nerf in the sense that it can no longer tank infinity hits. Now you're gonna be like a lot more craftier with your avatar, but it does enable it to be like far more of a threat during the PvP fights. Yeah. Oh, but maybe it's actually damage decrease because you no longer get the attack skill from the attack skill, yeah. Just from spell power. Yeah, I see. So we'll see if it's actually like a damage increase or decrease. It will basically depend on whether you had like any attack skill in the first place, right? Yep. Oh, cool. At least Guillotine doesn't immediately like, you know, unsummon it. That's good. So now we have Murmuring. Apparently this has been changed a lot. Expert level skills have been significantly reworked. Just one more time. The cooldown reduction for all spells in the spellbook when using focus has been increased by a round. So one more time used to be like a pretty decent thing for the campaign for like Le Fior in the campaign. But apart from the campaign, one more time I don't think was ever used. It's pretty trash. And now it has been doubled, so the campaign Le Fior is going to be enjoying this one. Any normal people are probably still not going to pick this, unless the other ones are really trash. Burst of Energy used to give us infinite Heroic Strike damage scaling. The bonus damage to Heroic Strike has been increased from 5% to 15%, but it now only lasts until the end of the current round. Wait, what is the point of that? Oh, the point of that is that you're going to be basically like charging up a single Heroic Strike and then using it. Well, maybe like 2 if you have like some resets. That's pretty cool. Strong Connection. The Hero attribute bonus has been increased from 1 to 2. But now only lasts until the end of the current round. Alright. So yeah, it's more... So they don't scale infinitely in the fight anymore. However, they scale... So they basically like... So the grove like... you know, power used to just go up and up and up and up, but it used to go like up a little bit too slow in order for them to be competitive. So now it's gonna like go up and then you like use it. It's gonna go up and then you use it. And it's gonna be like that instead. We'll see how it ends up feeling, of course. That's pretty cool. I think it's good. Sometimes playing against this like infinity scaling used to be like pretty toxic for both sides. You know, you're just like in a tug of war. Will I survive until I infinitely scale, or will you kill me on time? So one player is like in a rush to not die, and the other one is in a rush to kill. It's probably not super intuitive. This will make it, you know, quite a bit nicer, I believe. Then righteousness. Ooh. Sub-skill chosen one, stat bonuses granted to the creature from the hero's attributes have been reduced by 50%. Oh. Okay, righteousness is getting nerfed. Okay. Interesting. So, Chosen One already got like the biggest nerf in terms of like fixing the cooldown bug, but now it's actually giving like half stat steal. So yeah, Chosen One is cancelled. But Strong Faith is also like pretty bad. The bonus to additional attribute per round when a stack dies has been reduced to 1. So Strong Faith is also like not really that good anymore. Now we can choose out like a super strong avatar. Well, it's still gonna be okay, but I see. So yeah, I mean, Righteousness used to be like super good in PvP. It like you can like purge off things, which is like super strong. The Chosen One used to be like super strong. Wow. Finally Temple nerfed. Sorcery. Sub-skills piercing spells, magic resistance ignored on targets has been increased to 25%. Still like not really super significant, I think. Okay, we'll get there. The sub-skill Magical Influence has been replaced by a new sub-skill, Summoning Sorcery. All summoned creatures in battle gain 25% health and 25% damage. Yo! Okay. Wait, what was even Magical Influence? I don't remember. Well, whatever. I don't think I ever picked this, so it probably was not that significant. Anyway, that's gonna be... Yeah, so Sorcery is like, you know, it gives you like a multiplier on all of your magic. Well, now you can apply that multiplier to your Summon Steel. So I think that's probably like a pretty cool thing to have access to. Hopefully it's not overtuned though. So yeah. Inside, the sub-skill Civic Innovation is cancelled. That's what this reads as. What do you mean? Down to 30% from 100%? Bro. Yeah, that's ridiculous of a nerf. Still gonna pick it. Yep. I think it's still good. There's no way. It was -1 round of CD of creature abilities. Oh, I see. 60% with leadership. No. No, there's no way Civic Innovation is gonna survive this one. And I don't think Insight is good without Civic Innovation. So I think I think Insight is gone. Yeah. Offense! So 5% nerf, right? And defense, 5% nerf. Very warranted. These skills are completely super dominant, overpowered. And now this is like a slap on the wrist. It's, I mean, pretty significant, pretty meaningful, but I still think that these skills are good. I think this is actually like a pretty good approach. Just like, you know, like they're doing good things, they're doing it well, but they're doing it like a little bit too well. So just tone it down a little, you know, like tone it down like at least some. And yeah, that's a good way to do it. I approve of these. Offense and defense needed to be gutted, so yeah. They didn't actually gut it, but they at the very least made it probably more appropriate feeling. That's good. Okay, so now we get to hero specializations. Spell specialists have been significantly buffed. They now gain 1 additional spell power for their spell for every 2 hero levels. Affected heroes: Julius, Vesper, Anastasia, Meek, Nadir. Oh, Laura and Lord Rufus buff. Laura and Rufus. All 3 of these heroes were really good already. but their specialty did not really feel significant. It was only like the masterful version of the spell axis that was like significant. The power that you get from levels did not really feel that great. So now that's gonna be different. That's pretty good. What the fuck is Haven? A temple god called Haven. Alright. Grove. Old Pilgrim. Fallier mentioned. A. Sully mentioned. A. Hallen mentioned. A. Changeling Ergo. Ooh, that's gonna be big. Sure. 5 Haven changes. Yep. Awesome. Mila. The Lara's betrayed sister Dara. The implement heroes have been slightly buffed. The base diplomacy power bonus has been increased from 5% to 10%. They also now gain 1% persuasion power for every 3 hero levels. Yeah, I don't really care. Morale specialists have been slightly nerfed. The additional morale trigger chance now increases by 1% for every 6 hero levels, previously 4. Affected heroes are going to be Eos and Golden Tongue. Physical damage specialists have been nerfed. Base and specialized stack damage now increases by 1% for every 4 hero levels, previously 2 levels. Affected heroes, Bulwark, Gorel, and these two. They're still going to be good because like the 10% baseline that you ended up getting just like immediately into the game was already like good enough to make these heroes like busted. And yeah, now you're just going to be like scaling less through the game. So yeah, probably pretty appropriate, I would say. Magic damage specialists have been buffed. Magic damage now increases by 1% for every hero level. Previously over 2. Oh, doubled! Magic is back on the menu, boys! I really liked Zakron. I used to actually play Zakron quite a bit. Never really did Blackthorn though. Pretty cool. Lord Edgar has been nerfed. The bonus attack and defense granted to creatures from the hero's attribute reduced to 20% plus 5% per 6 hero levels into 10% plus 5% per hero levels. Okay, so now you have to actually scale them instead of like immediately getting big bonuses. Alineal Grove has been buffed. The additional duration of Firewall increased by 1 round. Okay. Darius and Thunderella have been buffed. They now gain 2% bonus necromancy power for every 5 hero levels, previously 1. Darius and Thunderella were already like pretty popular options, like very good heroes. And now they've been buffed. Alright. Tavi, Hive, is now a magic hero. And Popper, Hive, is now a might hero. Wait. Who's Popper? Okay. Starting spell changes. Temple, Heretic Abyss, started with a null spell, Ground Sign. Pip, early start. Popper might. Oh, Haster. Oh, I see. Wait, Popper. Wait, wasn't Popper the Logger guy? Or Spin. Okay. Pip, early start into Clear Fog. Clear Fog on Pip? Clear Pop is amazing. Wow. Leah, the Endeavored One. From the Bird's Eye into Inner Light. I see. Clarissa, Energize into From a Bird's Eye. Sure. Barry's the Lava Girl. I see. That's pretty cool. Well, wait, Clarissa. I don't remember. Whatever. So yeah, Starting Pellet spell, Zam started with no spell into Primordial Chaos, Adon into Shade Cloak, Efric into Song of Power. Yeah, I don't know. None of these really make sense. Ape lost his spell. He used to start with From a Bird's Eye, now he has no spell. Mrawa started with no spell, now has Berserk. Elder started with Song of Power, now has Energize. Okay, Schism. Since all heroes of this faction are hybrids between Might and Magic, each of them now receive a Sonic spell. Additionally, their starting army sizes have been average and no longer depend on the hero's specific class. I see. Nile now gets Energize. Ooh, well, I mean, that doesn't really matter. I don't know. I never rely on the starting spells, so I don't really care. Is there anything, like, very interesting? Fireball start on the Kerosene, maybe. Reinforcements on the Ike. Whoa, Ike Collective just gets reinforcements. That's cool. It's way better than the Ween, I'm sure. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Hold. Yeah. Ordelobs has something the same. Bro, the Giga Buff Schism. Well, we'll see, we'll see. Like, you know, don't make assumptions too early. Ice Bolt on the Sorcerer specialty. Ice Queen Bolt removed. Okay, so starting skill changes. Temple. Oh, starting skill changes. That's interesting. So Vesper, instead of Daylight, you will be getting Battle Magic. Well, you don't really want to start with Battle Magic though, so whatever. Kari. Sorry, I don't remember all of the heroes by name. I don't know who's Kari right now. So, Necropolis, instead of Battlecraft, gets Recruitment. Wait, Zam. Okay, wait a moment. I need to open up the game so I can actually, like, look at the heroes as I go through these. Okay. Yeah, it's being updated right now. Sure. Zam is the... Oh, yeah, that doesn't matter. Adon is now Battlecraft. Adon is now Battlecraft. I mean, Battlecraft is maybe fine on Adon. No more recruitment, though. Interesting. So wait, yeah. I'm just opening up the game so I can look at the heroes. So. Thunderella, Advanced Necromancy into Basic Necromancy and Summon Avatar. Oh, Thunderella gets Avatar. That's interesting. So wait, if we like go into a custom game and now we go on Necro, then Marl is unavailable. Oh my god, wait, he is unavailable for this template or just because in general? Let's see. Wait, they're disabling certain heroes for certain, like, modes. Oh my god, that's interesting. So yeah, Adon is now Battlecraft. Oh, Thunderella is now Avatar. Interesting. Oh, very cool. Wait, who? Zam? Shazam. Yeah, Mercury. Whatever. Oh, hi. Popper, Battle Magic into Luck. Orlax, summon Avatar into Recruitment. Who's Orlax again? Oh, he's the Blink guy. The guy that I actually played. This guy no longer has Avatar. Wait, does anyone here have an Avatar? Bro, give them an Avatar. They took away their only Avatar. Are you joking? I've lost their only Avatar. Alright, there better be some help for the Hive. Okay, let's go. Let's continue. Murwoa on Grove. Ooh, wait, who's that? Murwoa. Oh, the crystal now has combat. Wait, the cat with combat? I mean, starting Murmuring combat might actually be decent. Who knows? Anyway, we'll see. So, yeah. Now, Spell Balance! Hey, that's gonna be big. Healing Water, base HP restored increased up to 50. Alright. Inner Light, base reduction, the negative effect, duration changed. Ooh. So, yeah, we're gonna be able to Inner Light a little bit better. That's good. Inner Light is a toxic removal spell, you know? That's good. Vengeance. Base damage dealt reduced down to 16, and the power scaling is also reduced by quite a bit. Vengeance used to be like a pretty toxic spell, so yeah, maybe like tuning it down a little bit is gonna be like fine, I guess. Judgment base damage dealt changed, so well buffed. It just deals 100 more past level 2, which is gonna be good. Yeah, nice. I feel like Judgment doesn't really like fit the theme, you know? Its theme is like being the big blast, and honestly it just doesn't do enough. It doesn't feel like as big of a blast as it needs to be. So, Nightshade Magic. Web, casting cost reduced down to 9. That's good. I feel like Web was a little bit underwhelming. Umbral Grip, damage scaling from power increased. Yo! Umbral Grip is back on the menu. That's actually some decent scaling, and it like pierces like some immunities too. That's cool. Summon Star Children. Base number of summoned creatures increased up to 8. Number of creatures summoned scaling from power reduced. Ooh. Way less children. Children are cancelled. Pack up. Now you need the expert, like level 4 Star Children, in order for it to be a meaningful amount, I guess. I see. Naira's Kiss. Base damage reduced. Damage from scaling from spell power reduced. Also, my tier list that I just made for all the spells, cancelled. That's pretty funny. I literally uploaded it today, but whatever. There we go. Time for a new one. Yeah, eventually. So yeah, I mean, Naira's Kiss is probably still like deleting stacks though, yeah, as a baseline, and Star Children are still probably like really significant, and they also got like some base value. So now they're gonna be better in the early game, maybe? Like, you know, if you get like the spell from a very early shrine, it's gonna be like far more usable. So, you know, not bad. Kind of fine. Arcane Magic, Shackles, casting cost. Dude, what does Shackles even do? I still don't know what Shackles do. Mirror Copy, casting cost reduced. Mirror Copy buff, wow. That's something. Prevents use of ability, removes counterattack. Oh, so it's just like Weakening Ray? What's the difference between Shackles and Weakening Ray? It is better Weakening Ray. Oh, for X turns. Oh, that's kind of cool, maybe, but not really. Sure. Reality Distortion. Casting cost reduced down to 15. Impending Fate. Damage per target level changed. Shackles is permanent. It also prevents unlimited counters. I see. Ray remove one counterattack. Shackles stop all counterattacks. I see. Primal Magic. Wean. Base reduction to positive effects reduction increased. The Wean buff. Wean is like one of the best spells of the game, and that's even better. But yeah, it's really important to have like a good baseline Wean to avoid a lot of toxicity that the other players can throw your way. Hell yeah. Ice Bolt. Initiative reduction on target increased up to 3. I don't feel like this was needed. Firewall. Base damage. I feel like Primal Magic is struggling, but I feel like Primal Magic is struggling not because it's too weak, it's because the game is too strong. In a way. Like, the way that the game flows is just not very good for Primal. But yeah. Chain Link every game now. Dude, we need, like, the item removed. It cannot be in the game, as long as you're trying to maintain Infinity Reality Distortion on Arena's Touch. Bro, it's literally just the set, not 2.0. What do you even mean? Firewall. Base damage dealt increased. Oh, pretty cool. Firewall buffs. As a level 4 spell, it felt like a little bit underwhelming. This is probably like a very welcome thing. No, tell me how it's different, Nordu. I put a lot of effort into what? How is that an argument? I put the hackers also put a lot of effort into their software. Okay. Anti-magic, casting cost reduced 18 to 16. Summon Primal Remnant. Okay, okay, so it got the same treatment as the Star Children. Sure, yeah. So more of a baseline. You get like some more baseline Primal Remnants, but you need to scale the spell up for it to do anything. Basically, only level 4 spell will actually do anything. That's good. You need so much to pull it off without the set. Do you? I see. An opinion. So, yeah. Then Armageddon. Armageddon is getting a damage increase. Yay, finally. Oh my god. Dude, isn't it pathetic that that effing Armageddon is having 10 base scaling. 10 damage per power, take it or leave it. Before the buff though, right now it's gonna be 15 and up to 25 at expert level. You can get like a lot more power in Olden Era on average compared to like other games. I mean like Heroes Mod Magic 3 basically is what I'm talking about, but still. I mean yeah, very much needed. It might even need more, but yeah. Armageddon buffs are hella cool. Neutral magic. Magic arrow, all damage is now dealt across 3 consecutive strikes. What? Oh, in order to justify the icon of the smiling ghosty face. And that's it? Oh, but now it's the anti-avatar spell, I guess. And also anti-arena touch spell. Okay. Yeah. Oh, cool. I mean, at least there's now a purpose for the magic arrow. There wasn't really a purpose for this before. But like, now it's just a new guillotine. Interesting. Sure. Yeah, it's also like pretty good to clear eggs. It's pretty good to clear, well, yeah, many different type of eggs. It's good to clear terrain. Okay, Magic Arrow now has an identity. That's really good. Yeah, that's really good actually. That's awesome. What a good change. So smart. They found a way to give meaning to the good old forgotten Magic Arrow. Good. Such an elegant decision. So, artifacts, Ring of Neutrality, was made from epic to rare. Oh, effect rework. The artifact now only neutralizes luck, instead of both luck and morale previously. Okay, I see. Rip Fortune's favored, I guess. Monster Head, common, and now is rare. And the effect is now, the artifact now neutralizes the Boral of all stacks in combat. Well, if you ever run into like into a player stacking Boral, you know, then now you know which item to go for in order to like counter it. Six Finger. Enemy Boral and Duck. Reduction reduced down from 2 to 1. The Six Finger used to be like a really powerful item for its tier. So yeah, now it's gonna be quite a bit better. Yeah. Those ducks were really getting to me. No, actually yeah. Now I'm gonna be having like less Duck and Boral. Yeah, I'm gonna have like less ways to solve it against the opponents. Whatever. Ethereal Knowledge Set! Okay, there we go. 2 artifact bonus weakened. Bonuses be gained by the hero. Down from... Wait, what? It used to do this? Wait, it used to give you XP? I did not know it used to give you XP. I thought it was the other set, no? Well. Did it? You're correct, it wasn't. It's the morale and luck artifact, like those. Also, basically that other set that used to give you 100% XP now only gives 50%. Well, only, it's still like a very big effect because those 2 items are pretty common. And if you find both of them in a single game, then it's like a very powerful effect to have. So that's scaling that one down is probably fine, but this is like from a different set. But the real ethereal knowledge used to be like the problematic one that give you like Infinity Arena's Touch, making you immortal, giving you like cheese free wins. So yeah, now the 4th set bonus is it now increases the duration of all applied effects by 8 rounds. Previously they lasted indefinitely until the end of combat. Okay, well not really indefinitely, just 10,000 duration. But yeah. At least that was the intended effect. We fixed typos, reload page, big sad. I see. Hey, welcome. There we go. We can get back into... Ooh, that's gonna be juicy over there. A little bit of spoilers. So yeah. So yeah, now it's gonna be just 8 duration. That's quite a bit more healthy for the game. Yeah, Doug's cancelled, guys. Pack up. Okay, so factions, creature, buildings, and Pandora boxes, and more. During our analysis of game statistics, we found that some passive abilities were incorrectly accounted for during the initial balancing process. For example, the parry creature passive. As a result, some creatures were overtuned and have been adjusted downward. We also made a larger number of targeted stat adjustments. These are mainly aimed at buffing upgraded versions of creatures that, according to the collected data, were underperforming compared to their base versions. Okay, very interesting, very cool. Pandora boxes. The number of creatures players can receive from Pandora boxes have been adjusted. Values are given for standard upgraded versions in before and after format. So, Temple. When you pick up a Griffin boss, you used to get either 22 base units or 16 upgraded. Now you get either 26 base version or 18 upgraded. I mean, I already took the unupgraded ones usually. Now even more so. Okay. Interesting. So Griffins are buffed, at least from boxes. Yup. Is it Rip Lords? Probably. Fudge. So in skeletons, you're getting either 65 or 50 instead of the 80, 60. Yeah, I used to get a lot of skeletons from box. So yeah, this is going to be like a very big nerf to Necro on like Sprint, for example. Yeah, like on Sprint, this is going to be like a very big nerf. You're immediately going to be starting off with quite a bit less army than you did before. I see. The whites. You used to get 40, 30. And now you get more white still. Okay, Necropolis is buffed on Sprint actually. Let's go. Well, then again, the Zone 1 on Sprint used to like be way more consistent than Zone 2. You would basically always collect both of your skeleton bosses, but not always can collect your white boxes. So, you know, we'll see how it turns out. Anyway, it's gonna be like a little bit less skeleton focused. Pets used to get 46 or 32, now it's 50, 35! I would have been sure that this was nerfed. Because like pets, you get like 2 boxes and you have like these pretty sturdy, bulky, decent units. And you get like so many of them, now you get even more. Yeah, but at the very least like the Lich box is like nerfed. I mean, yeah, the Lich bosses were one of the most ridiculous things out there. 30 free tier 5 units, are you joking? Now it's actually 27, that seems way more appropriate. Decent. And the vampire, instead of 17 or 11, you're getting 16 or 10. I mean, vampires suck, but getting 17 of these brothers from a single box felt a little bit ridiculous, yeah. Maybe a little bit excessive. Then for Grove, we're gonna be getting 5 more base hoplists if we want to go for the base version. Pretty cool. For Eriads, we are getting, less base golems, but more of the upgraded brothers if we choose to. That's kind of cool. So now we're going to be going, oh, wait, actually, no, you're just getting 4 flat more of golems from boxes. Okay. Dyads as well, you're getting, either 3 base more or 2 upgraded more. Interesting. More of both. Did I? Yeah, it's more of both, yes. Herbomancer. Also, you're going to be getting more of Herbomancer. Okay, so across the board, this is a big growth buff. For any faction, I mean, for any template, we're going to be getting boxes of army. So this is going to be like buffing our Jeebus Outcast, Vendetta, and Sprint growth. And, you know, they needed quite a bit of help. And this is actually quite a bit of help. Just having more army, more expendable units is going to be very nice. Hop upgrade seems wrong. Oh? Did I miss much? Yes. Schism. So the tier 1 brothers we're going to be getting more of. Well, yeah, those bosses seemed like very, very small for Schism on the tier 1 for some reason. So now we're going to be getting more Rashafs. We are going to be getting more of the Agashov Rider Steel. The cultists remain the same, it seems. Less? Wait, less? Wait, oh yeah, sorry. Okay, I looked the other way. I'm sorry. Yes, we're gonna be getting less Rashafs even. I mean, these bosses felt like really small already. And we're gonna be getting even less of them. Okay. I mean, interesting. I guess maybe they were like... Well, yeah, I guess they were just overperforming. Rip Arena. But we're gonna be getting more Agashov Riders, which is cool. They never really felt like that impactful in the game. At least like in terms of getting them from boxes, so that's probably good. We have great shoes, more of these. The shoes don't really like do a lot. They're actually like demons from Heroes of Might and Magic 3. I mean, they kind of like fit the same bill in many cases. So yeah, now we're gonna be actually getting more of them, so they can maybe do some demon things. Decent. Concubines! We're getting more concubines as well, by 2. Ooh. Concubines were really good, and the bosses were actually like pretty big. Getting more of them from these boxes is going to be definitely impactful too. And now Hive. The Parasite bosses are going to be getting more baseline Parasites, which you never pick. I guess you really want to be spawning next to your town. You know, like you want to spawn the bosses next to your town so you can go back and upgrade, I guess. Locusts. Yeah, we're going to be getting just 5 more Locusts across the board. We're going to be getting more Hornets. We're going to be getting less Scorpions, though. Yeah, so the Scorpion bosses were actually like a little bit overtuned. That kind of like felt like it. Getting like a Scorpion box felt like you already have like a stack immediately. Wait, more? What? Oh, it's more. How am I? I keep reading from the... I'm sorry, I'm Papega. I'm a fool. Sure, fine. We're getting more Scorpions as well. Okay, so they just are buffing the God Beast. Okay, we're gonna be getting more Scorpions as well. Scorpions were probably like one of the better boxes already. Getting more. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna be not complaining about any buff that Hive can get. Hell yeah. Then one more Ravager, exactly one more, unupgraded. Seems good. I mean, this is like probably one of the least HP boxes available in the entire game. So, I see. And yeah, the good old Gut Beasts, we're gonna be getting one more of as well. These units, yeah, I almost, this is one of the only bosses where I almost always pick, like, upgraded, just because Wormholes, like, feel really, really good. Well, I guess with the exception of Sprint, but nobody plays Hive Sprint anyway, so, yeah. The fuck is a Gut Beast? It's Wormholes. Worms. Yeah, alright, so these are the box changes. Basically, the undertuned units are getting, like, more of the units, and yeah, Hive is getting a lot of help, Grove is getting quite a bit of help, Necro is getting tuned down, that's pretty good, with the Skeletons and Liches especially, yeah, seems pretty nice. And Schism is getting just, like, power shifted over, I would say. And Dungeon is unchanged, okay. So, Temple. So now it's like straight up unit changes. That's gonna be very impactful. Let's go! Which is why they are getting buffed. I see. So Temple, Lightweaver. They're getting 1 baseline attack and 1 baseline defense stat. The Hierophants are going to be... Wait, they're just straight up buffing Lightweavers? They're like one of the more impressive units that that the faction has, and one of the most like trusty units as well. The Hierophants are also getting like a defense and an initiative buff, a pretty big one actually. The Sun Herald is getting 1 max damage, a single attack, and 1 initiative as well. Okay. Yeah, Lightweavers are getting a very slight nerf. So yeah, just like a tiny little... I mean nerf, I meant buff, I'm just misspeaking. So yeah, a tiny buff here and there. Actually, no, the Stew initiative is quite big. But then again, Hierophantus is not the power stack, the Sun Herald is. So... yeah, they're getting initiative as well. Yeah, honestly, the initiative is not that small of a buff. But then again, they're usually like moving last, and this doesn't exactly change the fact that they're moving last. So maybe it is a tiny buff. I'm wondering how big of a buff this is. I don't think it's that big of a buff, though initiative is really important. The Sun Herald is not really like the unit if you're looking to have like a lot of initiative on. I feel like the Lightweavers and Sun Heralds and whatever, you're kind of like giving up on the initiative battle on these units, and you're just accepting the fact that they're going to be moving like dead last. And I don't really think that this really changes that, so... This initiative, usually one initiative is going to be like making or breaking for like a lot of units, but Sun Heralds is probably going to be like not really one of those units, in my opinion. Ooh, tier 6. Yo, Punisher! Punishers are getting nerfed! Punishers. Pretty sure this is Excommunicator, but yeah, this is the Excommunicator. So Inquisitors are getting nerfed, from 95 health to 90 health, and the Excommunicators get the same treatment, and they also get 1 damage buff though, 1 flat damage. They're getting Shadow Blades, but Shadow Blades are not very significant on a high tier unit. Interesting. I mean, sure? I mean, why? Oh, maybe if the buildings are changed around enough, then maybe it would make sense. Let's see. Let's continue. Anyway, they're getting nerfed by 5 health. Though Mother Superiors are not. Mother Superiors are as good as they were before, actually. Tier 7. Archangel gained the Duelist passive, same as Apotheosis. Oh my god, the Archangel is no longer just a range unit, and Apotheosis is getting nerfed. Yay, Archangels, yes! So I just love the theme of Archangel way more than I love the theme of Apotheosis, and it always like felt bad, the fact that I buffed. Yeah, I know. Wait, did I say nerf again? Anyway, I'm just misspeaking. But yeah. Oh wait, no, buffed. Yeah, this is buff. Yeah. So Apotheosis is getting buffed by 5 defense skill, and the Archangel is getting buffed with a Duelist passive. So yeah, but I love this, because the Archangel used to like kind of suck in the sense that it had like a glaring weakness. And the glaring weakness used to be like very, you know, like exploitable, oppressive, and it kind of felt bad to like use these units because of that. But I really love the Archangel way more than I love the Apotheosis. So now I can actually like play the Archangels without feeling as bad as I did before. You know, it feels like I'm making like a straight up misplay for the sake of theme and what I like. And now it's gonna be like less so because they have like less of a glaring weakness. Apotheosis is getting buffed as well. Yeah, I mean, I guess, I mean, they felt pretty good, but they also felt like a very big investment that usually does not win you the game straight up, so yeah. So now the buildings. Construction of Chapel of Dawn 1 and Chapel of Dawn 2, tier 4 dwellings, is now 250 gold more expensive. Ah, so that's the catch. So you see, the Lightweavers are becoming stronger, however, they're becoming less accessible. So that makes like a lot more sense now. You know, you put everything into perspective here. I mean, 250 gold more expensive, but I mean, it's not really like a lot on its own, but when you're going to be like building multiples of these buildings, then it will really add up, and meaning the thresholds for gold that you need to spend is going to be harder. Construction of Basilica of the Limit 1 I mean, Basilica of the Threshold. Threshold Basilica. This is Threshold Basilica. Okay, cool. The tier 6 dwelling is now 500 gold cheaper. This is exactly the type of buff that we needed for the Threshold Basilica. However, it is not nearly enough. Like, what do you mean? We have to cough up 10 gems and 10 ore and like a lot of gold for these kind of like trashy units that are even trashier than before? And we're giving us a pittance of 500 gold cheaper. Okay, I feel like probably they needed like to remove like 5 gems or something from the cost. But yeah, I feel like Inquisitors are still gonna be trash. They can, I mean... Yeah, no, I feel like it's unchanged. I don't think this is enough of a change to push them, but maybe. We will see. Yeah. 10 stone, 10 gem. Yeah. Building Hippodrome 1 tier 5 dwelling now requires Griffin Kennel instead of Hawkery tier 2 dwelling. Construction of both versions of the dwelling is now 500 gold cheaper. Okay, so now we can't like immediately go for the... Yeah, now we can't like immediately like just build it to Hippodromes whenever we want to. So the Griffin dwelling is now a prerequisite for playing the faction. Exactly. There's literally nothing that you can build past tier 3 without going for the Griffins first. So every single temple game is a Griffin game. Let's go. I mean, that's okay. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, Cavs are really good, so that seems fine. Putting them behind the Griffins is appropriate enough. Patron already felt so hard to go on Exodus. I don't really think so. So now, okay, so these are the temple unit and building changes. I don't really feel like a lot is going to be different apart from like the calves being locked away. Yeah, that's very significant actually. Alright. Oh yeah, wait, no, the Archangel is like the big one. Archangels are hella buff. Yeah, Archangels are very buff. That's cool, I like that. So now Necropolis. We're starting off big and strong with a tier 2. The most yeah, these units are ridiculous, and they're getting their initiative flat reduced by 2 across the board. Spirit. Sorry. All right. Okay, so yeah, straight up 2 initiative nerf across the board for the tier 2. That is massive. These units used to be like the highest initiative creatures of the entire early game, and even like going to late game, it was really, really hard to rival that. So yeah. And then the tier 3, the Bargus getting their attack nerfed by 4. But I believe they have a mechanic on the unit that scales their attack throughout the fight. So they have like less of a baseline attack, and I guess they're gonna be like needing to scale up. Call of the Pack ability no longer ends the stack's turns. Its effectiveness has been reduced. Oh, this is exactly what they needed. Like the ability like really sucked because it ends your turn. So basically you need to like get focused and you need to like use the ability and then wait for the next turn to actually get like some sort of payoff. The fact that it does not end your turn just makes a lot of more sense. Yeah. That's really good. I mean, they were basically unusable before. I mean, this ability was unusable, but now it's actually usable. That's good. And it was really weird that the Grave Robber could like summon like hundreds of units without like ending his turn. But the dogs, you know, the moment that they howl a little bit and like they're about to do something, their turn is over. So that was really strange. And now it makes way more sense. Hell yeah. So now tier 4, the Grave Robbers. They're getting more attack. They're getting 1 more max damage, so half a Shadow Blades. Sure. Death Merchant is getting also the same buff here. Diggle Bones, the number of summoned skeletons scaling from stack size increased by from 2 to 3. Ooh. Catch Memories. ability. Number of summoned whites, scaling from stack size, reduced from 2 to 1. Ability casting cost reduced from 3 to 2. So now you're going to be able to like summon whites a little bit easier, but you're going to be summoning a lot less. I see. Merchant's buff to glow. Well, maybe. I mean, you're summoning more skellies or you're summoning less whites. Sure. Candlemaster. They are getting their defense gutted. They're getting one more attack though. They're getting one more speed. Okay, so I guess the Candlemasters are going to be like more of the power stack type because they're getting the speed. They're getting more damage, but they're going to be like squishier too. Interesting. 2 to 3 is massive. Yeah, it is. It is. But like, it's not as massive as this. Though at the very least, this nerf has, you know, has a silver lining at the very least. Sure. Then touch Memory Devour. Great job. Yeah. The lights are still very usable, by the way. 2 initiative is very big, but they're still like very usable. So that's pretty awesome. I like it. And basically, yeah. Who cares about whites? Everyone. Hello? They're such a cool unit. Okay, so now Lich. Rewind Death ability, health restore changed from 60 times 10 to 20 times 10. Oh, so they're just removing like the base value. Actually, the base value was like so high. If I was aware, maybe I would be making 1 stacks. I see. Crimson Lich, Death Rewind ability, health restore changed from... where do you find the patch notes? You can like just go to their Steam page and it should be available on the front page there somewhere. Or you can ask somebody in chat to link it. So yeah. Now the Crimson Lich is actually gonna be yeah, reducing. I mean, yeah, they actually get more, a little bit less base, but quite a bit more stacking. Wait, they're getting buffed. Is that so? Oh, because the Elite Lich's Law is now getting like less, giving less bonus. I see, that makes sense. I mean, 100% extra healing power from the Law was kind of silly. It really was kind of silly. So now they are getting like, you know, more as a baseline, but like less from the Law. So the peak value is going to be less here because we used to have like 20 per power. No, we used to have like 15 per power going up to 30. Now we're having 20 per power going up to 30. So it's exactly the same, except for a little bit less base value, which doesn't really matter. Liches are not cancelled. Liches are still liches. Good. Nerfed, but yeah, but it's like so slight that it doesn't even matter. And also it's not even nerfed because they're gonna be like better before you get the Law. And sometimes you don't really go for the Law immediately. And also sometimes you're gonna be playing them without the Law if you're gonna be like playing on a Vendetta mid with like a bunch of Lich boxes. So honestly, maybe even a buff in some cases. Interesting. Tier 7, Scholar Vampire. Stack abilities no longer end its turn. Oh. Wait, stack abilities. What is stack abilities? Sure. All abilities. Okay. I see. So now Corpse Explosion ability replaced by a new ability, Blood Cleanse. Remove all negative effects from a chosen friendly stack. Wait, that's cool. That's pretty cool. Alright, alright. Maybe this is like something to try and play. But sure. 2x damage to Vampire. And no more longer Corpse Explosion. Mega buff to Corpse Transfusion. You can Blood Transfusion and then attack. Okay. Scholar Vampires are on the menu now. That's cool. I want to try them. Yeah, I actually really want to try them. In terms of design, they're really cool. I just felt like they didn't really do anything, so... yeah. Oh, yeah, so Lich is... I mean, yeah, Necropolis gets like a tier 2 nerf, that like is the biggest part. Death Merchants are now maybe busted. They're gonna be like an actual summoner, just like you know, like spawning army and just like sending them in like, yeah, that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I like it. Oh yeah, building. Construction of Bone Exchange 2 is now 250 more gold expensive. Oh, okay, Bone Exchange 2. Dude, if Bone Exchange was any more expensive than it is right now, I would have flipped, because they're like the biggest blocker to actually getting to Liches and Vampire. It's so expensive, it's insane. And yeah, but now just the upgrade is more expensive instead of like the baseline. And of course the Elite Lich's bonus healing is reduced by 50%, but the baseline is like bigger anyway, so... And it's kind of like a wash. I see. Definitely got with a sub. Thank you. So now we get the growth. Tier 1, base weekly growth in all cities increased by 1. I was excited when I was reading the sentence at the beginning of reading the sentence. All hero starting armies adjusted accordingly. Alright, so we're getting one more fawn. It's a start, you know. Maybe in the next patch we get another one, and then we get another one, and eventually we can have a fawn stack. And we can have some fun. Fawn initiative. Whoa, its initiative is reduced? Fawn Archer's initiative is reduced. Well, maybe that's nice, because like it's really toxic to deal with fawns out in the wild. Dude, fawns is like the worst thing that you can fight in the early game. Like, you know, your mind can be guarded by, you know, by a few Rashafs. They're just gonna be like cute tentacly boys. They're gonna be like good boys. They're gonna be like flying over to you very, very, very slowly. Very slowly. You get like 5 turns to kill them before they get to you. And then you walk into like a few fawn archers. Before you even like have a turn, they will execute everything that you ever had. So getting them less initiative will make them easier to deal with, at least out in the wild. So that's good. So, and then Fawn Swordswoman. That's a unit I need to try. Initiative is reduced by 1 as well. So yeah, Fawns are losing 1 initiative as a consequence of gaining 1 more of them. Are they even buffed? I mean, they should be buffed, but are they buffed? I don't even know. But anyway. Tier 2, base weekly growth in all cities increased from 8 to 9. So we're getting more hoplets as well. What are they losing? All hero starting armies adjusted accordingly. Sunset. I can't even tell if it's the dawn or the dusk hoplet. Wait, sunset is what the hell are these words even anymore? Anyway, they have bloom, so it's probably the dawn hoplet. Oh, dusk. Yeah, dusk, because that's the one that I meant, the blue one. Spell power bonus until end of the round, reduced from 3 to 2. Okay, so less bloom for the hoplets. I see. Man, I mean, so I guess they're getting like a little bit normalized. We're getting like more of these early units, so the armies on the grove is going to be bigger. You know, like getting more base growth is going to be like pretty meaningful, because that's going to be like multiplied by everything else. The Legion boot, the recruitments, the, you know, like the fortifications, and then you're going to be getting like many of these, and then you're going to be getting just like a pretty good percentage more units. So that's kind of good, but yeah, the bloom getting reduced is a pretty big price to pay, really. Basically, it feels like Grove will have to take on the new identity that it has right now. We'll see if we have like enough changes in order for that to happen in the first place. So yeah, let's go. So tier 3, Iriads, aka Golems. The base golem gets 2 more attack at the cost of 1 defense. That's pretty good. These guys were just standing there doing nothing. Maybe they can like go awaken and actually do something. Nice. Mushroom! So yeah. At like shove? Wait, more defense. Oh yeah, wait, no, one more defense and 2 more attack skill. Sorry, the defense is also buffed. Uh-huh. Unless you math ain't mathing. My streamer can't read. I'm sorry. Dude, at least you guys are here to correct me every single time. Okay, that's good. So yeah, 3 more stats for golems is gonna be like, yeah, very meaningful. Very cool. Big buff. Yeah, this is actually a big buff. 3 base stats is nice. Then the mushroom area is getting also 2 attack, 1 defense, and 1 initiative. Yeah? Well, actually the initiative, well, then again, the initiative is like so low that giving it 1 more initiative, you know, like if you add 1 initiative to no initiative, it's still like no initiative. So, I guess, yeah, it will still always be last, exactly. So that doesn't exactly matter. I guess like maybe you can early start them into having some initiative by this point. Maybe it meets that threshold, but anyway, big buffs for the Golem boys. They're gonna be just like straight up stronger, a little bit faster, and way more of a menace whenever you meet them out on the wild, so be careful. So now we have the tier 4. Weren't these units really strong anyway? No, they were just super available and the only way for people to not immediately die on turn 1 in Exodus fights. So they were just there as a guy that is there with a lot of HP and it will not immediately die just through the fact that they had a lot of HP. They weren't actually doing anything, they were just sitting there, and now they're getting a buff so that they can maybe go ahead and start doing something, which is exactly what the faction needs. So, good. So now we have tier 4, the Naiads. They are getting 5 more health, they're getting 1 more defense, and they're getting Shadow Blades. No strings attached? No cap? Maybe there's strings attached. Let's continue reading. The Spring Naiad, 5 HP, 5 defense skill? 5 defense skill, and Shadow Blades. Okay. Interesting. Glacial Naiad. Naiads are such trash units before that I don't even remember their name, but I'm sure it's not Glacial Naiad. But anyway. Yeah, also 5 HP, so 5 HP across the board. 2 more attack skill, 1 more defense skill. And Shadow Blades. Wow. Big buffs to the Naiad. They're just straight up more HP, more stats. Shadow Blades for all. Let's go. Wow. That's good. Naiad guards equals death now. Yeah. Dude, I do not want to run into any Grove guards. We need Primordial Chaos. Hell yeah. Shadow Blades? Shadow Blades is a sub-skill from offense that gives you 1 base damage. So 1 base damage equals Shadow Blades. They are getting 2 max damage. 1 max damage is half a Shadow Blades. 2 max damage. Wait, I mean, 1 max damage is half a Shadow Blades. So 2 max damage is a full Shadow Blades. I mean, yeah, that's a Shadow Blades worth of damage increase. Tier 5, Whisperer, Mushroom Song, ability, mana restored per focus point, reduced from 8 to 6. Apparently people were getting too much mana from the Mushroom Song. I see. Avatar is now is kind of unplayable. Grove will fall into Hive level. Well, no, they're getting other things. Naiads maybe are like now power stack. Crystal, I mean, Iriads, maybe we'll be able to support them. Maybe we have enough baseline creatures in order to just play like a mighty, sort of like normal game. So the identity from Grove is switching. Not, and yeah, this like bloom is gonna be like quite a bit less powerful, but maybe we have like other options now, you know? We'll need to try it. Okay, so tier 6, Thunder Quillen, damage increased by 1.5 Shadow Blades. Okay. 1.5 Shadow Blades to the Thunder Quillins. By the way, Shadow Blades are way less good the higher the tier of the creature. So this is like just like some damage. That's not bad, I guess. And Mist Quillin is losing 2 attack, 2 defense, but getting 1.5 Shadow Blades as well. 1.5, isn't it free? No, because they're getting free minimum damage. Increase either 1 minimum damage or 1 maximum damage is half a Shadow Blades. So if it's free minimum damage, then it's 1.5 Shadow Blades. So yeah, is this a nerf or a buff? I can't tell. Yeah, I really can't tell if this is a nerf or a buff. Probably a nerf. So Thunder Quillin getting buffed, Mist Quillin getting nerfed. Why are we counting everything in Shadow Blades now? Why wouldn't we? Just as the grain in the medieval economy took up the role of currency, Shadow Blades are now taking up the role of the damage currency. It just makes sense. So tier 7, Phoenix. They're getting 2/2 stats straight up. That's pretty good. Isn't Awaken always max damage? Oh, so that's gonna be more meaningful actually. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. So the Awakening is gonna be mattering more. Yeah. Very excited to try and play a mighty, honest growth game. That's gonna be awesome. The tier 5 is a pretty unchanged though. That's kind of weird because they were like not really a good enough path to like go through anyway, and there's not really like any incentive to do so more. All right, we'll see what the other changes are. So yeah, Phoenix are getting 2/2 stats, and the Blazing Phoenix, I think the Flaming Phoenix, is getting 2/2 more as well, and the Energy Phoenix is getting 2 more attack as well. I mean, good luck trying to build your 7 week 1. Yeah, that's not really gonna happen, but nonetheless, we can try. Alright, so Phoenixes are getting more stats, but honestly, the lack of stats, I mean, Phoenixes were already like pretty decent units, so the reason why we weren't playing them wasn't really like connected to their stats, I would say. But maybe if you give them enough stats, there's gotta be like enough incentive in order to like go through. I mean, at a certain point of enough stats, we will start building them week 2 and it's gonna be good enough. This is probably not really that amount though, so yeah. Construction of Fallen Hearts 1 tier 1 dwelling is now 250 gold more expensive. In what situation can you even build the Fallen Hearts 1? Is there any situation in the game where you can build Fallen Hearts 1? I can't think of any. It has to be like a custom-made map, no? Exodus second tower. No, they definitely have a tier 1 dwelling. Immediately build. Campaign. Also probably not. All outposts can spawn empty. Well, yeah. I mean, on some templates that might be a thing. In the map editor, I guess. Hot Patch 1 and Hot Patch 2 tier 2 dwelling is now 250 gold more expensive. Seems kind of unnecessary. Yeah. The Blooming Pond is now 250 gold more expensive. Dude, what? Why is Grove so expensive to play? Construction of Shroomwood Shack 2 is now 5 wood cheaper. It used to be 20 wood, now it's 15 wood. Either way, you will have no wood by the end of it. I see. Construction of the Thunder Lair and Thunder Lair 2 is now 500 gold cheaper. Hey! Actually some Quillin support though. Maybe. So, you know, getting up to Quillins is actually 250 gold cheaper. So, yeah, seems like a decent balance. Alright. There you go, Rito. Appreciate the raid. Thank you. Welcome. Smiley face. Is Rito already making remarks without trying anything? And not thinking that he knows better? Okay. Anyway. Sure. Rito squidding. Okay. The brother either needs to stop saying that he's quitting every 2 seconds or actually quit. One or the other, please, okay? Thank you. Now, let's continue. On to Schism. Brushoff are getting free initiative. Hell yeah. I mean, honestly, these guys are still unusable, so that doesn't really matter. But I guess they're gonna be like a little bit more dangerous out in the wild. Stinging Rashaw. So these guys are the Master Gremlins, the ones to carry the faction throughout the entire early game. They're getting one attack, one defense, and one initiative. Ferocious Rashaw initiative is going from 3 to 6. Okay, so just straight up tier 1, big buff. I don't think they had a problem, but okay. Let us continue. Tier 2. Cultist damage from 3 to 5 to 46. So cultists are getting straight up Shadow Blades. Unironic, unapologetic, raw, start of the game, Shadow Blades. On a tier 2 unit that was already like one of the most oppressive units in the game. Well, okay. Alright, what? Okay, that's a super, super big buff. That's an insane buff. That's probably like one of the biggest buffs that we've seen in this entire like patch notes so far. This is so meaningful, it's hard to like translate how meaningful this is, by the way. Probably the most meaningful thing that we've read. Maybe with the exception of Archangel being duelist right now, I guess. Huh. That's insane. Okay, well... yeah, the Binder is also getting the Shadow Blades, and of course the Voter is also getting the Shadow Blades. Everyone gets Shadow Blades when you're a tier 2 Schism unit, apparently. Their Laws also has Shadow Blades. Wow. I mean, that's pretty insane. That's really insane. I don't really know why they need this. I mean, alright. Tier 5, Mistress of Chains. Attack is going from 16 to 20. But straight up. 4 attack. Oh, but for the Mistress of Chains, the upgrade. I don't really know how these upgrades function that well, so... yeah, anyway, if you're going Bewitcher, you're getting more initiative. If you're going Mistress of Chains, you're getting more attack. So maybe they're, like, making them, like having identity. Okay. So the tier 6. No longer deals 1.5 damage in melee due to Paradoxical Shooter. Passive. Their damage is now reduced the same as all other ranged units. Ooh, so yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's really, really good. This is like a super big nerf for the tier 6 so far. Basically arbitrators didn't really like have a weakness apart from like low HP. You couldn't really block them because the paradoxical shots actually make them deal insane damage in melee as well. They used to deal more melee damage than they used to deal from range, from like low range. So they would like go up to melee and slap you. They will also retaliate one-shot you. They will no longer be doing that. They will behave like a normal like shooter unit with like an actual weakness. So that is really, really good. This is a very big nerf to the arbitrator. That's good. Now we have the rigged arbitrator. Okay, so the rigged arbitrator is gonna be having 2 more attack and 2 more defense. So this is a buff in order to, make them not absolutely gutted from this huge, huge nerf. The bloated arbitrator are getting more 2 Shadow Blades. 2 Shadow Blades for a tier 6 unit is gonna be meaningful, but like, not groundbreaking. And it's gonna be definitely still like a nerfed unit compared to what they were before. However, yeah, if you get to shoot on the rigged arbitrator, you're still gonna be like one-shotting things, so, and even more so right now. But at the very least, there's counterplay. And that is what matters. I see. Involuntary summons building no longer requires other buildings to be constructed first. What? Yo! It used to be like, have a mage guild tier 3 or something ridiculous. Now we can just build it? We can just have more army on Schism. This is just more army for Schism. This is a portal summoning. So the portal summoning in Heroes of Might and Magic 3 used to be like super ridiculous because you can like stack up on the high tier creatures immediately, double up and so on. Really, really powerful. In the way that Olden Era fixed it is they made it have prerequisite buildings that you don't usually want to build immediately. And now that restriction on what made it good is lifted, meaning that we have an overpowered portal summoning. First schism again. First schism now. Wow. Interesting. We'll see how that plays out. I don't even know what resources it needs. Maybe it's too expensive. Hopefully it's too expensive. Buildings! Construction of lesser summoning right. Construction of something you'll never be constructing is gonna be 500 more gold more expensive in order to like, you know, make sense of the, you know, in order to like make it so it's okay for cultists to get shadow blades. The cultist pyre 2 is now 250 gold more expensive. This is not very meaningful at all. Yo, Agashov Stables is cheaper. This is like a really easy, accessible thing that you almost always build because it has like super good pathing towards everything else that you want to do on the faction. So this is actually very meaningful. You're basically building this in every single, you know, like schism town that you ever take. Construction of Disturbing Summoning Rite 1 and Disturbing Summoning Rite 2 is now 250 gold cheaper. Okay, so the tier 4s are getting some help too. I feel like tier 4s were like, not really that great on Schism, so this is fine. I mean, this is fine, sure, but the other things? Ooh. Involuntary summons building no longer requires other buildings to be constructed first. In case you missed it the first time, you know, you didn't hallucinate that. It is actually real. It is indeed real. You cannot escape it. Uh-huh. Interesting. The World is Ours law, tier reduced from 5 to 3. Wait, this is like this is like the super overpowered endgame Schism law. So Schism has probably like some of the best final laws, and now it's gonna be a little bit easier for them to. Wait, law tier. Wait, law tier. Law tier. What does that mean? Yo, this better not mean what I think it means. This better not mean what I think it means. This better not mean what I think it means. Nope, 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 nope. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, no. Nah, nah. Nah. Nah, nah. Come on, guys. Come on. Nah, 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 nah. No. Nah. Nah. Come on, guys. Nah. So the way that Schism was balanced was, you know, they had like super powerful laws, but they were really far away, you know, they were tucked away at the end, so you needed to like get to like a really late game stage in order to like use all of your powers, you know? You're getting like Frozen Homeland, you're getting like 10%, like everything, getting additional terrain bonuses, and then you enable the terrain to be everywhere as like a big payoff for playing the faction. Well, now you're getting the payoff 15 laws in. That is insane. Why? The world is indeed theirs. They're encroaching. Dude, next patch they're gonna be here, I'm sure. Interesting. Aight. Next. Hive. Tier 2. Okay, wait, this is all we get for Hive? No. No, what? We needed like a 2-page hive change list. What do you mean this is all we get? Okay, it's not looking good already. Yo, it's nerfed? It's nerfed. They lost 1.5 Shadow Blades because they were dealing too much damage, apparently. Yo, but why? Okay, wait. Okay, maybe there's like some Is there anything? Okay, let's see. Alright. Let's see. Tier 2 gutted. Nobody was playing Tier 2 anyway. Apart from that one game where Easy 2 picked the Locust guy and still lost despite having the best game of his life. Nobody actually plays the Tier 2s anyway, no? Okay. Burning Soul Burrows, the Tier 6 dwelling, no longer requires Paperness, the Tier 3 dwelling, to be built first. So now we're gonna be able to go... Wait, yeah, that's actually like a very big buff on the building path though. That's good. We can probably like pretty consistently play Wormholes now. Maybe that's like a different path, like a salvation line. Okay, now the buildings. The construction of Burying of Souls, that's 500 gold more expensive. Well, then what's the point? You were like, we want you to build Wormholes, and now you're gonna be paying us more. Bruh. Dude. I mean... it's a popular philosophy, you know, like, make the problem, sell the solution. But, like, not in game balance, bro. Not in my game balance. Wait, the construction of the Tower of Love now requires 5 wood and 5 ore. Oh, it's now 2,500 more expensive? Dude, I built the Tower of Love one time, and my second time that I'm gonna get to build the Tower of Love, it's gonna be more expensive. I bet the third time I'm gonna be building it, it's gonna be even more expensive, I swear to God. Man. Alright. Well, at least like the build path is far more accessible though, so maybe this was necessary. I don't know, we can try and feel it out. But right now, the way that we were playing the faction is we were always relying on the low tier units. We never really got to the higher tier units. The accessibility to higher tier unit gameplay, people will change the dynamic of the faction significantly enough that it will maybe work. But, I mean, I wouldn't assume so, but you know, I'm a silver lining type of dude, so I'll hold on to my little bit of hope that I have, so we'll see. So, Dungeon! Guile Infiltrator, 1 defense. Okay, nobody will ever notice this. Tier 4, Monitors. Their baseline morale goes down from 2 to 1, making them way less of a menace out on the map. That's good. Probably good. Yeah. Alright. Monitor Lord. Monitor Lords are losing 1 attack, 1 initiative, and 1 morale. Pretty significant, but Monitor Lords were really, really good. But then again, they were really good, and they needed to be good. The faction doesn't have that much. Monos were really important. I guess they still have Trogs. Yeah, alright. Monitor Vanguard gets 1 less morale, as all of them do, and 1 less defense. So Vanguards are not unnerved, but they were kind of like the inferior ones anyway. Sure. Medusa Sculptor gets 2 attack, and Medusa Queen gets 1 initiative. Okay. Medusa buffs, pretty cool. Yo, Hydra buffs! Hydra buffs! Yo! What the hell? I mean, they're really, really hard to build, but when you get them, they're amazing. Did the Hydra buffs? Somebody was, like, upset with how strong Hydras were? Who was upset with how strong Hydras were? They're like, I have this unit, it's unkillable, it's dealing damage without retaliation. For some reason, this clunky fat unit is also like the highest initiative guy in the entire battlefield for some reason. Actually too weak. I mean, sure, I mean, I don't mind. I guess I like the payoff. They're actually the tier 7 unit of the faction, I swear. Alright. The phone is so insane. Tier 7 Ashen Dragon gets 4 more damage at that main attack skill. I mean, usually you have dragons for utility. They're really trying to push this Ashen Dragon to be like an actual power stack. Maybe this will help. Maybe this will help. Yeah. That Hive had better win rate than Schism at Gold Plus. I see. Well, I feel like win rate should be looked at with a grain of salt. Like, honestly, like, easy to use, probably, like, inflating the Hive win rate by quite a bit and such, you know? I'm sure it's Easy's fault, by the way. Literally Easy's fault. Ay. I had like 80% Hive win rate against noobs. Yeah. Well, we can all blame Easy for Hive nerfs. Yeah. Neutral creatures, tier 4, Primal Remnant, Emboldening Spores, ability replaced by new Cleansing Spores. I didn't know what this ability did. I will never know what this ability will do. Don't care. Tier 8 Lich Dragon. This creature's magic resistance now reduces incoming magic damage by 85%, up from 60%. Yeah, laboratories were kind of like bullyable, and they were like really a high tier objective. But then again, they were bullied not really by magic, I would say. I said, probably like, it's fine, I guess. Nerf the Guillotine Cheese, yeah. So neutral creatures, oh wait, no. Map generator and objects. Adjusted the internal guards of the Tomb of Vigilance object. Number of undead pets and their upgraded versions depending on the object difficulty. Okay, so now Tomb of Vigilance is gonna be still free to do for Infinity Army. Ritual Pyre is now gonna be getting less Herbomancer guards. Okay, so a little bit of a sprint grove buff. A little bit. One less per tier. Sure. Adjusted the internal guards of the Carrion Pile object. Number of locusts and their upgraded version, depending on the difficulty. Oh, yeah, these don't really matter, I think. Maybe like this one is pretty good for the Ritual Pyre, because the Herbomancers could be like a little bit toxic. Having like less of them to deal with on your early Grove army is probably going to be feeling pretty nice. Aight. Maps now generate slightly more wood and ore relative to other resources. Okay, that's cool. Gold rewarded for defeating research laboratory guards reduced. By 10,000 gold flat. Okay. Jeebus Cross, starting areas, artifact generation improved. Pandora box generation slightly improved. What does generation improved mean? I don't really know, but okay. Guard strength for optional cities reduced by 35%. Alright. Probability of high tier creature dwelling generation slightly increased. Well, anyway, Jeebus Cross, I'm never gonna play this. No. Yes, Exodus, let's go. Pandora boxes granting +3 and +4 all hero stats can no longer generate in player final areas. Oh, so less stats for like pushing really far out. Pandora boxes granting +1 and +2 to all hero stats are less frequent in player final areas, but their value has been increased relative to standard values. Alright. Creature dwelling generation in player starting areas adjusted. The statistical bias towards low tier dwellings has been removed. Wait, creature dwelling generation in player areas? Player starting areas adjusted. The statistical bias towards low tier dwellings has been removed. Let me wrap my head around that. So now, okay, basically more high tier dwellings, less low tier dwellings. I see. That's probably not good. I feel like that statistical bias was there for a reason. That intern you fired had a good idea. But anyway, we'll see how it feels. No? In it? Same chance for both. But like, you need more low-tier dwellings to enable like low-tier gameplay, so... But maybe. Maybe like the low-tier ones are gonna be... Well, I feel like this is the kind of change that you really like need to like play to feel, and then you can actually like make a judgment. My inertia is telling me that more low-tier dwellings is probably a good thing, but not necessarily, right? We'll see. On Sprint, all heroes now start with a Primordial Chaos spell, which is costing 0. Oh my god, they solved Sprint! Oh my god, this is the best change that I've ever heard of, That is amazing! Wow! So whenever you basically get a guard reroll once per turn for free. So if you walk into like a ranged guard for either like a box or between the zones, you can actually just like for free regenerate it once. So Sprint will your game will no longer be dead on generating like one bad guard. You're actually going to be having like a shot right now. That is awesome. That's really, really cool. Nice. Guard strength between areas increased. Ooh, so now you're actually going to be having to pick up your boxes. At least some factions will. The number of astrology points and law points required to gain new levels have been reduced. What? Oh, but for Sprint template, they can make that for template specifically? That's pretty cool. Alright. Now, we no longer will need like civic innovation to gain any laws. It was basically you gain civic innovations and you have like laws as a mechanic, or you don't and laws are cancelled. Now that will no longer be the case. All logistics specialist heroes are banned. Yeah, so that's why... Wait, but Marl is not a logistics hero ban. Wait, what? Marl is not a logistics specialist? I think they meant logistics starters, not specialists. Let's see. Custom game. Sprint. So if we go to Temple, Ister is unavailable. But what are some of the Laga heroes that don't start with that? It's like the Hive dude, maybe? Wait. I'm pretty sure there's like a Laga specialist here. Oh, Flu, yeah, unavailable. Schism. Nile is unavailable, as expected. And yeah, this hero is unavailable. So basically all the Laga starters are banned, not only specialists. I see. Can you pick Marl? No, Marl is also banned, but we already knew that. The number of unguarded resources in all areas has been reduced. Alright. Harmony, template size reduced to 112 for more dynamic gameplay. Yo, what? Reduced? Reduced. So now I can even easier connect. Now I don't have to go for the double DD. Now I can do it with single DD? I guess. Sure. Aight, we'll see how it feels. Unguarded resource count reduced in all areas. Guard strength increased between the second and third areas of each player. And between the third areas of both players. Okay. So we can't go final zone on week 1 probably anymore. Hopefully. We'll probably need to rally army 1-1 and then go. Now is Harbel. Oh. A mandatory Redwood Observatory added to the second area. Sure. The second area now contains 2 town gates positioned far away from the roads. Oh, that's good. I really miss these from Heroes 3. And you just finding town gates used to feel pretty good. And now we actually get more of that. That's nice. Vendetta. More creature dwellings and town gates now generate in the starting area. Oh my god. Yo, this better be the case for Jibus Outcast. I swear to god, Jibus Outcast and Heroes of Might and Magic 3 used to be all about these town gates. Every single map revolved around counting the town gates that you are able to generate in the zone. Then the moment that you see like one of your town gates, you're like, okay, -1 from the amount of that I can generate in the biome. And you usually base your decisions on where you scout based on where they were likely to spawn. And Jibasalka still has no town gates. What? Bro, in Vendetta instead of Jibasalcast? Okay. More creature Pandora bosses now generate in the central area. I see. Breaking is even more important. Building is cancelled. In Jibasalcast, several variations for starting area generation has been added to the template. Several variations for starting area generation. Oh, we have variants! Yo! J.O. is coming. J.O.com is coming back. So we had like J.O.com V1, V2, V3 that had like different gimmicks. So when it came to them, like on V1 we would build, on V2 we would dude, I even forgot. Yeah. And now he gets excited about it. Yeah, but like, we still need town gates. It's so dumb that J.O.com does not have town gates. Imagine going back to Heroes 3 and you're gonna be playing J.O.com without town gates. It's just no. Yeah, so still really needs that. Oh, they already have 3 in the current one, you dummy. Oh, okay. Okay, so I just never found one ever. Interesting. But apparently I'm wrong. Orlov says I'm wrong, so I'm probably wrong. So sorry about that. Next. Is there any other relevant templates that we can check out? No. Matchmaking. Classic mode. Map rotation updated. Old said Jeebus Cross, Universe, Infinity, Last Fortress, Arcade. Now we're gonna be Sand Clover over Last Fortress. So... And then the timer adjusted on some templates. Jeebus Cross plus 60 seconds added. Universe minus 120 seconds from the starting timer. Okay. That's actually pretty cool. We're getting like template specific timers. Anyway, onto the single hero mode. Map rotation updated. Old set. Oh. It's gone. Well, that was a nothing burger. Alright. So no more Jeebus Outcast. Now we're getting Blitz. I don't really know what Bliss is yet, but I'm very excited to find out. Hell yeah. I mean, yeah, it seemed like having Vendetta and Jeebus Outcast both in the pool didn't really like make a lot of sense. So, Exodus is always included in the selection pool. What do you mean this is not a change? Okay, let's be really honest. This is not a change. I have never generated the game where Exodus was not a part. Not part of the set. So, this is similar to Sprint with true banks. Oh, I see. Interesting. They stole Vendetta. It was Exo plus Vendetta, now just Exodus. Oh, timer adjusted. Combat time is now set to uniform value across all leagues. 60 seconds for Sprint and Vendetta, 80 seconds for all other templates. Wow. We're gonna be having some long-ass turns. I see. Arena mode. Yeah, don't really care. Steam reviews, thank you. Okay, so, high buff? Wait, oh. Lol. And us at like Shav. 80 seconds for fight. Yay. Can't wait to play alone. Initial thoughts on the patch is that I really hope I'm misunderstanding what happened here. And the feeling is going to be a lot different from what I just read. Yeah. I think that maybe we need like a separate... Yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah, I really don't know what happened. I think probably statistics were misused, okay? That's my intuition. I think statistics were blatantly misused. Because when you play with statistics, you have to be like very careful to like remove any sort of biases. And that is probably gonna be a lesson that Unfrozen will have to learn after what will happen after this patch, I assume. So we're gonna be optimistic and hoping that the Wormholes are gonna carry Hive, and Schism Yeah, Schism is cancelled, banned every game forever. So yeah, I'll be right back and we can actually jump into some games and try the new format and everything else. BRB.